Hey there, wrestling fanatics! It's your hoster once again. It is Team Ryry back with a brand new episode of Team Ryry's Wrestling Podcast, episode number 40. Yes, number 40. I have a brand new guest. Go ahead and plug your social media, my friend.
What's going on, brother? Thanks for having me on. Big fan of your show. I've been watching it on YouTube for, like I said, close to about a year. My name's Ray. People know me as the Hooligan on Twitter, on YouTube. My social media is on Twitter. It's Hooligan TV. I also run a wrestling Twitter, and it's the Curtain Jerkers. So it's at the Jerkers, and we talk about wrestling and stuff. So glad you have you on here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I tried to get a hold of you for a while, and you've been so busy, and I guess this is the right time. This is the 40th episode. Yes. First thing first, let's kick this off right with the bang. About the Ryback incident. What's your quick thoughts on the matter?
For me, I don't actually mind Ryback. I find him entertaining. I don't see why he doesn't get a bigger push. I know a lot of people are going to hate that, the fact that I'm okay with Ryback, because a lot of CM Punk fans don't like Ryback because of supposedly he's injured CM Punk a few times when they wrestled. I like the fact that he won the Intercontinental Championship at the Elimination Chamber last year. I was hoping that, after Daniel Bryan was injured, he could take it for a while and do a lot with it. They kind of didn't really push him. And then the last three pay-per-views this year, when he was fighting Kalisto for the U.S. title, it didn't even make it on the pay-per-view. It was on the pre-show. So I guess that has to do with his money issues and his deal that he's trying to make with them. I agree with what he's saying, with the fact that everybody should be kind of paid the same. Everybody does everything. So if he loses a match to somebody, he's helping that person get pushed, right? So just because he doesn't win the titles like a John Cena or a Triple H, he should still get a decent amount of money because he's going out every night, working the crowd. If he's a good guy, if he's a bad guy, if he's he's letting somebody over, it's something like that where they all should get paid the same. I understand there's superstars like John Cena who make more money on their merchandise, but the mid-card guys, they all should get kind of the same pay.
Yeah, I agree with you. But on the other hand, about Ryback, W give him a lot of opportunities. He was heel, face. My brother, no wait, hold on. My friend and myself went to Payback that 1 year against John Cena. Remember that match? It was a 3 stages of hell, right? Remember that match?
I thought it was a good match. That's where he goes to the top of the ambulance, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I really wish I wish Ryback won the feud, not John Cena.
Well, did you watch the Kalisto one that he fought this last pay-per-view at Payback? That was a good match.
Yes, it was.
Fought, but,
I mean, it was okay. It was okay, but it seemed like Ryback don't put no heart into it. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see him come out, but I heard that he was even mocking CM Punk when
yes.
he first came out. I don't know what he did, but because I didn't see the intro. But when I watched the match, he seemed like he was like that grill press off the top. That was good. Like, I thought it was a good match, and then it kind of sucks that they're doing that kind of stuff to people when they're asking for what they deserve. Like, same with CM Punk. Like CM Punk and Ryback, the same thing.
Yeah.
They were getting kind of screwed over. They didn't like what was going on, so they're like, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm not playing these games. Because even on the back of his weightlifter belt, it said pre-show stopper on the back of Ryback's thing when he came out on his weightlifter belt.
Oh, really? I didn't pay attention. I gotta rewatch that again. Wow.
Yeah, when he comes to the fight Kalisto, on the back of when he goes to climb in the ring, you can see on the back of it says pre-show stopper on it.
Okay. Yeah, he did that thing like when CM Punk came out. It's clobbering time. That's what he mocked. Punk did. Remember that? What Punk used to do?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So, I mean, this guy has so much talent in my eyes, and W just let it go, But I was not a big fan of him. I know you were, but they dropped the ball with him once again. So, mean, I don't know
Well,
if I don't know if I know. I mean, is he gonna get released or what is the deal? The latest with him?
I haven't heard anything. I just heard that it's just kind of up in the air right now.
Okay.
He's not really. He's still with the company as far as I know.
Okay.
And he didn't get released with the other 8 people that were released on Friday.
Yeah.
So, and I heard Damien Sandow talking about the 8 guys who got released. I heard Damien Sandow. He signed with was it Global Force?
Really? Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, he signed with Global Force. He's going to be in their one of their shows next month.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. I thought they can't do that because don't they have like a still a contract with WWE once they get released? You know, WWE still pays them.
I don't know how it works unless they just fire them and then the contract's done. I don't know.
That makes no sense because I thought when your contract expires, then you could go to another company. You know.
I don't know how it works because I didn't check it out, but I just saw on Twitter it says Global Force and it has a picture of Damien Sandow and he says he's signed with them to be at their next thing.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of people like Jeff Jarrett's gonna be there. A couple other names that I can't remember right now, but it's on Twitter. It's got Global Force and it says it's got a picture of Damien Sandow on it.
Yeah,
So
I saw that. Yeah, I was. They have so many opportunities with Damien, but once again, WWE dropped the ball. He should cash in and become WWE World Heavyweight Champion or champion, but of course John Cena had to beat him. You know.
Yeah, I think he's the only person who's never cashed in.
It sucks, you know.
Right.
Every time when somebody gets a major push, oh shit, I got to face John Cena. There goes my push. Look what happened to off the record. Russo was undefeated. He was a United States champion, and heading into WrestleMania 31, he lost to John Cena, and the rest is history. It's sad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the whole Money in the Bank thing because I loved Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania. That was like the best WrestleMania main event I've seen in like, I don't know, 15 years.
Yep.
But I don't like the fact that a lot of people are getting, like, Jack Swagger got it, you know, that kind of stuff. It's just like, and I'll probably get crap for this too. I don't like Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler cashing in, that was the hugest pop I've heard when he cashed in that night. But I'm like against Del Rio, but I'm not a big fan of Ziggler.
Really?
I think he's overrated. I think he doesn't know if he's HBK or if he's himself, because he dresses like HBK. He does the super kick now. Like everybody does the super kick now, but it's like he does a little stomp in the corner, like he's gonna do the super kick.
Yeah.
It's like, are you Shawn Michaels or are you Dolph Ziggler? Because you're not Shawn Michaels. You're not his caliber. I don't think he's not his caliber. He's a good wrestler. I think he's a good mid carder, but I don't see him as a. And I'm done with listening to him say he's the hardest working guy in the thing. Everybody works hard.
Yeah.
Everybody tours. Everybody puts dates in. Like Triple H, back in the early 2000s, dude used to work 300 days a year.
Yeah.
Not because he had to, it's because he wanted to, and he wanted to be the best that he could be. So that's where I see if somebody's saying that they're the best, I would say Triple H is probably the best.
Now, do you think Dolph Ziggler and backstage, does he really have heat, or was that just all a storyline recently with the authorities or a couple months ago?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I was just wondering.
I know he's a big player for all the divas.
Oh, really?
Because my wife watches the Total Diva show, and she tells me that he's always trying to hit on people. I guess he dated Nikki before John Cena did, that kind of stuff. I don't watch it. I've watched it a couple times with her, but it's not something I watch on a regular basis because I'd rather watch, Raw or SmackDown.
Off the record, it is a good show. I don't give a darn what anybody says. I know it's 6 months in advance. I don't know why they tape it so that early. They should do it week by week, but whatever. But it's a good show. If you're not a wrestling fanatic, you can always watch that stuff. For women.
Yeah.
But whatever. But speaking of Nikki, off the record, I don't know if you agree with me. I think she is so damn spoiled with John Cena. That's the only reason she's dating the guy. I mean, that's just my opinion. Look at, she can't afford that stuff on her own, and that's why she goes to these expensive places. Look at, off the record, Daniel Bryan's wife. They don't go out expensive stuff once in a while, but not like Nikki. Nikki's gotta have the bling 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 all the time, and because John Cena spoils the woman,
Well, she's with the right guy, right? Because he has no problem spoiling her. So
Yeah, I know that,
with
but
that,
I know eventually she wants to have kids, and John Cena doesn't. I don't know if that's part of the show or what. But what I'm gonna say, but John Cena, uh, his career is almost over, right? And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it is true. He's injury prone, and he needs to hang it up, spend time with his woman, whoever it's gonna be in the near future, have kids, get married, and that's it. Close that book. For wrestling.
with John Cena, I don't know. Like um, when I stopped watching wrestling, he was just becoming big.
Really?
He was doing that thugonomics and stuff like that, and I didn't mind him. But when I came back to wrestling and he's 13-time champion at that time, I'm like, how is he 13-time champion? Now he's 15-time champion. I don't get it. Like Ric Flair wrestled for how many years? 45 years.
Yep.
Something like that. Dude's got 16 championships, but then John Cena's wrestled for 12 and he's got 15. It's just I don't get it. Like I think John Cena probably outside the ring, he's an awesome guy. Like he, all the Make-A-Wish stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. I kind of find I like him right now just because the fact that the fans don't like him. Same thing with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is getting booed so much everywhere he goes.
Yes.
I like that because I've always been, not that these guys are heels, but just the fact that the fans aren't liking them. I've always liked the heels, but John Cena loves it. You can see he eats it up when people are, John Cena sucks. He loves that. He's just eating it up. And Roman Reigns, he's kind of iffy. He's not sure how to take it yet. But with the Daniel Bryan thing, that's Roman Reigns is going to have to take a couple of years of people hating him unless they bring back the Shield and then reunite the Shield to go against, I guess it's called the Club now. I guess they can't use the word Bullet Club, so they're going to go with the Club. So
I don't know, but just okay.
John
Let's
Cena,
go on. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. Continue.
John Cena, I can see, because Vince loves him so much, I can see John Cena winning 2 more titles just to get ahead of Ric Flair and then retire. Did you hear about the house show that's happening in July, on the 29th of July?
Yes.
In Honolulu?
Yes.
Yeah, with the John Cena versus Nakamura. You got Kevin Owens versus Brock Lesnar.
That's the match I want to see. Lesnar versus Kevin Owens. I could care less about the John Cena one because John Cena's probably gonna bury him, and that's sad.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So I could care less. I know a lot of people out there. Oh wow, John Cena versus the Japan guy or whatever. I don't. He's so hard. John Cena. I don't want to discuss about John Cena more. I was gonna discuss it in another podcast, but this is gonna be awesome. Too bad it's not in the United States, but in Hawaii it's gonna be I don't know. I don't know. I'm just so. They should have just made it a surprising. I don't know why they gotta make a late breaking news on that.
Well, the rumor right now is it's going to be on the WWE Network, kind of like how the Beast in the East was.
Okay.
Back last year.
Yeah.
So they might do a special like they did with Brock Lesnar one. So they might be a special. It makes sense if they have these kind of matches, like to have Charlotte versus Asuka, like the NXT Women's Champion right now. They have her fighting against Charlotte. Like these are matches that should be on a pay-per-view because they're so good. So I can't see them not having them on the WWE Network as a special.
Okay. Okay, let's go on with another discussion. Shane O'Mac and Stephanie McMahon sharing the power on Raw. I thought Shane O'Mac's gonna run Raw and Stephanie's gonna run SmackDown. Wrong. So far they agreeing with each other, but I think someone down the line they're gonna have a big argument and McMahon's gonna have a different decision. And maybe, just maybe, this is going to lead up to something big, maybe like a brand split or something big. And I kind of like this on Raw. It's way better than the freaking authorities the last 2 years. And I don't know. What's your quick thoughts on Shane O'Mac and Steven McMahon running Raw so far?
I think you're absolutely correct with that. I think it's going to be they're going to get along for a certain amount of time, and then it's going to be a big fight, and it's going to be a brand split. And I can see one of them taking over SmackDown, because SmackDown really needs a reboot, because it's horrible.
Yes.
I
Oh God.
I
Yes.
fast forward through most of it. I end up fast forwarding through half of it. I'd rather watch NXT than to record SmackDown, because SmackDown, like right now, it's happening right now. Or it's already happened, so you can find the spoilers online. So a lot of time the main events, even Raw now does the same thing where they have DQs as the main event. Like they shouldn't have that kind of stuff. Have finishes, like, in Attitude Era, you had like The Rock would pin Triple H, or Triple H would pin The Rock, or Stone Cold would pin somebody. It's have a finish to it. Don't just keep doing DQs and countouts and all this kind of stuff. And then when you do that in a pay-per-view, like that one was like, I can't remember what pay-per-view it was a couple years ago when Rollins had the Money in the Bank. He came in and DQ'd somebody because he hit, I think, Brock with, he DQ'd Cena because he hit Brock with the case and then tried to curb stomp him. And it's just like, that's your main event in a pay-per-view. You're going to use a disqualification.
Yeah, it's stupid. WWE gets so darn lazy. Oh, who should win? Let's have a count out. Let's have a disqualification. You spend so much money on the pay-per-views.
It doesn't affect both guys, right? So, let's do a count out so it doesn't hurt either one of them, right? So,
yeah.
Like last night, I was excited about Big Cass coming out and interrupting Jericho, because I'm like, Jericho is really good at putting people over. Like last few years of his career, he's helped a lot of people, like Bray Wyatt. John Cena wouldn't lose to him at WrestleMania.
Nope.
So then they did a feud where Jericho came back, and Jericho did a couple pay-per-views with him and then lost to Bray Wyatt. Helped Bray Wyatt, It's like Jericho losing to, if he had fought Big Cass last night and Big Cass won, that would have made a big thing for him, right?
Yeah.
And then they do the whole, like, I like the Ambrose coming out and destroying the jacket.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I was upset because I actually thought it was going to be Finn Balor at first, because it wouldn't show you the guy's face. So I was thinking, maybe it's Finn Balor, but then that makes no sense for storyline wise.
Yeah.
That Finn Balor beat up Jericho, but
you never know. WWE like to do 180 on us, but So do you think? So you agree with me? Stephanie McMahon and Shane O'Mac is gonna have a big old disagreement, and then the dad gotta come out and make another decision. You think down the road?
Yeah, I think the brand split will happen pretty quick.
Okay.
I think she'll probably end up taking over SmackDown, and then Shane will keep with Raw.
Okay. Because she did a good job back in the day, didn't she?
She did. It was like you said, the whole authority thing kind of ran its course, and they just kind of went with it too long. So, because I love Triple H. Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time, and I just thought it was too drawn out.
Yes. I wish he was full-time wrestler, but he's doing the COO and other stuff, and I heard he signed like a new deal with the company, a 3-year extension. You heard about that?
Yeah, wrestling deal.
I thought he's don't need a deal because he's part of the family. Does he still need a deal?
To wrestle, I guess he probably still needs a deal, because ProWrestling.net has it that he signed a 3-year deal for it.
So instead of he could wrestle and do the business stuff, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so that's
I think the 3-year contract is for wrestling, I believe.
Okay, so probably like WrestleMania or SummerSlam or whenever they need him, right?
I'm still hoping he's gonna feud with Rollins when Rollins comes back.
Yes, me too.
And then maybe have a SummerSlam.
But this is just my opinion. I guarantee once Seth Rollins comes back, they're not gonna even mention that. They're gonna be a different feud and never happen. And I hate when WWE does that. I hate that.
I'm pretty sure when Rollins comes back, he's gonna get a huge pop.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though everybody booed him when he was the bad guy. He was awesome on the mic. He was an awesome wrestler.
And funny too.
Oh yeah. So they need him back. They need him back bad.
And I don't know if you agree with me. Do you think that we should go back to 2 hours? Yes or no?
My thing is, if they're gonna do a 3-hour show, have some good storylines to it.
Yes.
Have some good storylines to it. Have some build up. What bugs me about Raw now is the fact that, say they have a feud like, I don't even know how to say like John Cena and Rusev. They'll fight every week, and then they will go to the pay-per-view and fight again. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Don't have them fight each other. If you have them fight each other, have them in a tag team match with somebody else. So it's like they're not fighting each other, because you don't build up a match when they fight each other every week on Raw. And then 1 week it'll be a disqualification, 1 week it'll be a count out. 1 week somebody will run in and help them out. Like stuff like that. It's like they're still wrestling each other. So a pay-per-view means nothing when you have that. And then like Raw, to me, Raw doesn't have good matches a lot of times. And for 3 hours, for the extra hour they had from back when the Attitude Era, they used to have 2 hours. There was so much stuff in there. There was storyline.
Oh yeah.
There was good matches. And like stuff like with Raw, League of Nations. I was excited about that. I'm like, they're gonna build that up. They're gonna build them. Sheamus was champion. I think at that time Del Rio was U.S. champion. So you should have gotten, Barrett and Rusev to get tag titles from that and build that thing up. And then they kind of just let it go. And then Barrett got injured. So he didn't really wrestle for a long time.
Then he got released.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But
this is just my point of view. That group was not going anywhere anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of a stable, I think.
I think what they had for those guys that were heels, they could have done a lot more. They could have built it up. And it seems like they just go with it, and then if it doesn't work for a few months, they just kind of disband it, because by the time they kicked out Barrett, nobody cared about that.
Yeah. I could care less for it. It was, I don't know, but I'm glad it's over, and I wish that Barrett stayed with the company. I wish, a couple of years ago he was injury prone, and remember that one time? I think that one summer that there was a rumor that they're gonna bring back Money in Bank just for Wade Barrett to win to cash in, but it never happened because he was still injured. And I love the Money in Bank, especially at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? I think they need to eliminate Money in Bank pay-per-views. It's so overused,
Yeah, I think you said they should put it back at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Make it a big deal, because WrestleMania is the biggest one of the year.
And this is just my theory. Get rid of the Andre thing. It was cool the first time, but the last 2 years it's the same old thing, and they don't get nothing out of it. Just a damn trophy. Whoop-de-doo.
Well, look, Big Show won last year. What happened with Big Show? Nothing.
Nope.
Cesaro won the first year. They put him with Paul Heyman, and then they decided that's not going anywhere. So let's just, Cesaro's a good talent. They need to figure out what to do with him. I'm not a big fan of the whole 4-way title match thing at Extreme Rules.
You're not?
Sami Zayn, Owens, Miz, and Cesaro. I think they need to make the Intercontinental Championship, how it was before. Make it good, because they have too many title changes. They have too many. Like, why 2 years in a row at WrestleMania did they have a 7-man ladder match?
I don't know.
Like, come on, did you not think of anything else? Like, it worked so well the year before when Daniel Bryan won, so let's do it again. And like, yes, it had. Like, I love Kevin Owens. I think he's a good wrestler. Too many different ways, and then they give it to Zack Ryder, and then, which is a good thing, but then they take it away from the next night.
Stupid. And he's still gonna get his freaking rematch yet, so that don't make sense. So whenever you have a chance, I did make a video about the Fatal 4-Way IC belt, so check out whenever you get a chance, okay?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay, now the discussion is, probably you heard about Bobby the Brain. I guess he fell down. He was in the hospital, but probably you heard about this. There's a fake rumor that he passed away in the hospital, but that was fake. His wife said he's doing good. Now he's back from his hospital. You heard about that rumor? He passed away in the hotel room. I mean, not hotel room, at the hospital.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was a fake rumor. I mean, he fell down the stairs. Then a couple of days later, he died. But that was fake. Now he's okay. Now he's back home.
That's good. I love Bobby's brain Heenan when I was a kid and stuff. And I used to watch wrestling. He was the best manager there was.
Yes, but if you think about it right now, he's in really bad shape. I think he has like cancer spreading big time.
I'm not sure.
I
I
think,
haven't
but
heard.
I don't know why he's doing these autograph sessions, for WrestleMania weekend and the year before. I know he wants the money, but come on, you can't understand him. I feel sorry for the guy. I'm not being mean, but come on now.
I haven't seen him recently, so yeah, is he doing pretty bad?
Oh yeah, look, his face is like all. Oh yeah, it's not like the good old days. He can't talk.
Wow. That's kind of like how I see Flair now. Like Flair, um, apparently he's having drinking issues and stuff, or he's showing up differently, and he's talking and he's slurring stuff. Like it's hard to understand him when he's on Raw a lot of times now.
Who? Ric Flair?
Yeah,
I think he has alcohol issues, doesn't he? He's an alcoholic.
I'm not sure if he has alcohol issues, but it's something. Did you hear about what he did a few weeks ago on SmackDown? They actually had to change the interview. He was
See,
out there with his daughter Charlotte and Natalia.
yes.
Talking about and he told her to go kill herself. He told Natalia to go kill herself.
No, was that part of storyline, or was that just he just did it off the he just winged it, didn't he?
I think it came off the top of his head because they didn't put it in the show.
Oh,
When you watch SmackDown on we get it on Wednesday in Canada.
okay.
So when I watched it on Wednesday, it wasn't on there. It's a
Oh,
totally different ending. So I think it came out and then they had to reshoot that interview because they weren't going to add that on TV.
of course not.
Especially after what happened with Paige and Charlotte when Paige made a comment about her brother, Charlotte's brother dying.
Yes.
So
So
we
why
get
did
to
they
see
say
a
it?
more
What?
of that.
Who started it? Is it Charlotte or Paige with that incident back then?
I think the writers told Paige to say that, so I don't think Paige would say that by herself. I
No.
think that was written for her, and I think it was distasteful. Like I think that's the kind of stuff that shouldn't be said. That's somebody who died. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how he died, or because I don't know if he died by suicide or if he died by something else. I don't know how he died, but to bring that up on live TV and to make fun of it, it's distasteful.
Yeah.
But then Vince McMahon's done it enough times, right? Like he's done a lot of distasteful stuff.
Oh yeah. Anything to make a good show. I guess back in the day it didn't matter, but now it matters. I don't know, but it just don't make any sense. But another thing I want to ask you: have you ever been to any live pay-per-view or house show out there where you live?
I went to a pay-per-view back in December of '98. It was called The Rock Bottom. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker in a Buried Alive match. So it was a good pay-per-view. I was a big Rock fan back then. Also, Triple H has just taken over DX, so it was like Triple H was on his way up. So it was really good. It was Rock fought Mankind, so it was a good pay-per-view.
Oh, cool. How was
been
the
to a couple
atmosphere
house
back?
shows.
How was the atmosphere back then?
Oh, it was crazy. Everybody had a sign back in the Attitude Era when everybody had a sign. You couldn't see half the stuff because people were standing up screaming with their signs and stuff, right? So
Oh wow. See, for me, I went to. Oh, go ahead. Have you ever? Is that the only pay-per-view you've been to so far in your wrestling lifetime?
only pay-per-view. I've been to a bunch of house shows. WCW. I've been to. Actually, I think it was a pay-per-view for WCW. I can't remember what it was called. It was Bret Hart showed up on it.
Oh wow.
But the WWE, I went to. This year, I went to a house show in Abbotsford, which is about an hour away from where I live.
Oh wow.
And then they had one last. So it was like the road to WrestleMania. So they had Roman Reigns and New Day and all these kind of guys, and Charlotte was there. It was a good show.
Hey, you want to tell the viewers what you told me off camera that you were on the network? That one episode you told me, the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, the Rock Bottom.
Yeah, tell the viewers.
My brother and I went to the pay-per-view, and at the beginning of the show, 3 rows back behind Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, you can see us. I had the Rock shirt on, and I'm with a goofy smile, laughing because I'm on TV. So if you ever watch it on the network, that's me, the Rock shirt on.
Oh, cool. Do you
Super
still
young,
got
too.
that? Do you
I
still
was
got
like
that shirt?
20. I don't have that shirt anymore. No.
Oh wow.
I don't think it would fit me anymore.
You should frame it.
The one shirt I missed I had was I had a Game Over shirt from Triple H, and in my moves throughout the year I've lost it, so I
Oh.
wouldn't mind getting one of those shirts again.
You know, I really want. Speaking of the Attitude, I really still want to get from the old days is the Austin like the jersey. Remember those back in the day, the 316.
Yeah, the baseball jersey or the football
Yes.
jersey?
Yes.
Baseball jersey, yeah, with the skull on it.
Yes. I really want one, but I think back in the day they were sold out. But I think you could still find them on eBay. Probably a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah, you could probably find them on somewhere. I don't know if Stone Cold has his own. Does he have his own website to buy stuff?
I don't
Probably not
know.
that.
I know the beer, but the beer, I can't even find it here in the United States. Like Indiana, Chicago, not yet. But hopefully one day I could find it. Do they have it out there in Vancouver?
No, they don't.
Damn it. They should. I know in Dallas probably if you went to WrestleMania weekend they had it probably.
Yeah.
So
Well, I saw this video and it was Goldberg, and he was shooting on Stone Cold and saying how Stone Cold doesn't drink the beer, he just spits it out.
oh yeah.
And then Stone Cold kind of got upset about that, and he's like, "I drink the beer all the time." But if you watch him, good 60% of it ends up on his chest. So you don't know how much he actually drinks, but
Are you talking about Austin?
yeah, Austin.
Oh. Yeah, if you came back right now, he can't do that kind of stuff because oh, guess what? Late breaking news. The Brooklyn Brawler got released after 30 years with the company.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was going to mention that to you. He's been there since 1983.
Wow. Why did they keep him so long? What the hell is he doing backstage? Just help out young talent?
He was helping out young talent. It said talent enhancement was what he was doing. So he was helping all the young people with promos and stuff like that. So
Oh. From my point of view, he sucked as a wrestler, didn't he?
Oh, he was like, hey, when we were kids and stuff, he used to watch the, Superstars, whatever, on the weekend.
Yes.
And the main wrestler would always fight a jobber.
Yes.
He was the guy. He would have his ripped up Yankees shirt on and
Yes.
and his hat, and he'd always get his ass kicked. Him and remember Barry Horowitz? The guy used to always slap his hand on his back. Those guys were like basically staples in the Saturday shows that would always lose. They would never win. So it sucks that they got rid of him, but I don't know what he's done other than backstage stuff. So
Yeah, I wonder what's he gonna do now. You think?
I don't know. He probably could go over to TNA or something like that. I don't even know if he has to work. Maybe he'll just retire and just
Yeah,
enjoy
30
it.
years. Yeah. Probably has a lot. Probably has a lot of money in his pocket, for saving. So he's all good. He don't need to work probably.
No, he could probably retire now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never. That's what I don't think about. Back in the day of the superstars, like Bret Hart, he always fight these jobbers. Back then we didn't call them jobbers. Like Skinner. Come on, he was nobody. Now these days you like Randy Orton versus Kofi. That's a pretty good match. People want to see that. Back then it was like dominant guy versus a nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they could do that now too. They could, if they really wanted to, they could do they could do bring an NXT guy up, which people know,
Yeah.
and just have them fight against somebody a bigger name, give them the experience on TV too, right? But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the same matches over and over again. Like,
Oh God, hell no.
I don't want to see Dolph Ziggler fight Baron Corbin again. Like, how many times can he beat him? And then, I like the lead up to the pay per view because they didn't actually fight. He knocked him out a couple times outside the ring, and then Ziggler attacked him when he was coming to the ring one time. I like that kind of stuff where it builds up the pay per view, but then,
Yeah.
when they fight so many times on Raw before the pay per view, it just kind of weakens the build up.
Yeah, they should just fight once on Raw, then like a promo, then the match. But WWE's so stupid. The writers and creators are dumbasses,
Well, there's so many other talent in there that they could have them wrestle somebody else, like say somebody like Bray Wyatt's fighting, say if he's feuding with say Jericho. I know it wouldn't happen now because they're both heels, but you could have it where Bray Wyatt interferes with the match with Jericho's, but they don't have to actually fight each other in the match until the pay-per-view. Like, just build it up.
Yeah.
When we were kids, they only had the 4 pay-per-views a year, right? So they had the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. So you had a good 3 months to build up those matches. They never fought each other. They would just build it up until that pay-per-view happened, and then they would have the big match. And then there was excitement for it because they never fought yet. But when they fight every week on Raw, and then the pay-per-view comes, you're just like, well, that's not really exciting because I've already seen that 3 times this month.
Yeah. Let me see here. Do you think you guys will ever get pay-per-view out there in Vancouver again, or not for a long time again?
They have a big fan base here, so the one I went to see, the 2 house shows I saw this year and last year were out in Abbotsford, which is like an hour, like I said, an hour away from me, and it's only like a 5,000 to 6,000 seats, so it's not a big arena. But the one in Vancouver, you can fit close to like 16,000 to 17,000 in it. So, and they can even do it downtown Vancouver, which is Rogers Arena, which you can fit like close to 20,000 people in it. So, if they had a pay-per-view, I guarantee they'd sell it out.
Okay, I was just wondering. That'd be great if you guys got a WrestleMania. You guys got a big place for Mania these days?
There's a place called BC Place, which is like where they have a CFL football team and a MLS soccer team.
Okay.
The Whitecaps. So if you did a wrestling thing, you can probably fit 65,000 people in there.
Does that give me enough for from Vancouver or UK or United States people? Does that give me enough?
Well, they'd be able to hold it because they just redid the dome, like they did like a retractable roof on it and stuff, so they could handle it there. I went and saw U2 one time there, and it was like 65,000 people in this place. So it can handle it. It's just right now they're breaking records. Like, was it Dallas over 100,000 people?
Yep. Now, how's the weather out there in Vancouver if they do have WrestleMania in the future? If that does happen.
With Vancouver, there's rain.
Okay.
A lot of rain. It's kind of like Seattle, where you could have rain 5 days of the week and then have it sunny. If they have it March, which they usually have in March or April, that's a rainy season, so they can always keep the roof closed, right?
Yeah.
That way, because it has like I said, it has a partial retractable roof on it. So
this is just my opinion. I know a lot of people says, UK, Vancouver will never ever get Mania because it'd be a huge tape. Who cares? It's the same thing what happened last July when it was in Japan for that NXT special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I don't understand people. I saw the YouTubers. Why stay up? You can watch it the next day. That's why they have the damn network. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the good old days. You gotta watch it that day, and then there's only one replay on that Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So you got plenty of time to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with YouTube people, I guess they have to have it out first, right? They have to have it.
Yeah.
They have to have it first because that way they get the most views. That's
probably
why they do it. I remember when, like you were saying, the whole, if you didn't watch it back, years ago, you didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
I remember Andre the Giant's heel turn.
Yeah.
On Saturday Night Main Event. I was at my friend's house sleeping over. I don't even know how old I was. I was young. I was excited about the show that night. I fell asleep. I woke up in the morning. My buddy's like, "Oh, Andre the Giant's a bad guy now." I'm like, "Are you serious?" I fell asleep, and of course, back then you couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Again, it was only on that one time. They didn't have the internet back then.
Nope. Now I'm just saying, but when it was on pay-per-view, I remember if you missed it on Sunday, usually they replay it on a Tuesday. That's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Well, way back in the like in the 80s, I don't know how the hell they did it. Probably just do it one time only. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they did that closed circuit pay-per-view.
Yeah. So can you imagine if they had the network back then? That'd be sick. A lot of people still don't like the network because it buffs a lot. It's hard to log on. You ever had issues with the network?
I have it on my cable box, so I watch a lot of it like that. If I watch it on like the computer or whatever, I watch it on my iPad.
Okay.
I watched a lot of Saturday Night's Main Events because I used to love those.
Yeah.
When I was younger, so I love watching the Macho Man matches, Bret Hart matches, the Hart Foundation, the Bulldogs, Killer Bees, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Do you think any of these wrestling DVDs are are worth lots of money? Because I know the network, came up 2 years ago, and I know the WrestleMania 32 just came out on Steelbook, and it's $27. That's ridiculous. It should be a lot cheaper because of the network. You know what I'm saying?
Are they Blu-ray or it's DVD?
It's Blu-ray.
Because I've seen like the DVDs at Walmart for like $18.
Yeah. See,
So I'm like,
see, they don't put no effort on the DVDs, but the Blu-rays Steelbook. But on the exclusive, for UK they get more shit, and that's not fair. I'm not a DVD collector anymore for wrestling because I got a network and I could save more money. But whatever.
yeah, I totally understand. I used to have, um, I had collected all the WrestleManias back before DVDs came out. I had the box set of WrestleMania 1 to 13 on like VHS tapes.
Do you still got them, or you got rid of it?
Yeah, I got rid of them a long time ago.
Oh.
I think I gave them to my brother because he was huge into wrestling, and I was like, I didn't have room for it, so I gave it to him. I don't know if he still has it. I used to have a lot of pay-per-views because back then the DVDs, when they started coming out on DVDs, the pay-per-views, they came out like every, it wasn't like every month like they are now.
Yeah.
And I would buy one and two here. I actually had the Rock Bottom, but then I sold stuff over the years, so that's the one I wouldn't mind getting back is the Rock Bottom one.
Yeah.
Like a physical copy of it, because that's the one my brother and I were in. So
the one I had Homecoming for '05. They say this is way before the network is. I guess is very expensive, and I got the year in review from 2001 when Michael Cole and Jared the King Lawler were like this is the New Year's special. Remember that one? The 01?
what was it?
It's I gotta look for it, but it's a very rare one. It's very expensive on eBay, and I don't know why they, whoever charges these things are freaking dumbasses. I would never ever spend $100 on a freaking DVD, but I only spent $60 on that one. That's not that much money now. It is probably more, but I'm not gonna get rid of any of my collection. I hardly watch those things because I got the network. But if the network ever goes down, I'll pop it in.
Yeah, like then you have your DVDs to watch.
Yeah, I got the Blu-rays too. I'm just collecting other ones like the superhero movies and other ones, but I think WWE just makes too much of the pay-per-views. They gotta they don't give a darn about the fans. They just want to make the money.
Well, I like the fact that Triple H came up with the idea of NXT because I think the NXT is more entertaining right now than Raw is.
Oh yeah.
So I can find myself watching that. It's only an hour long too, so it's like they pack a lot of stuff in, and they pack a lot of matches in, and a lot of good matches. So, and then of course a lot of guys are coming up now, right? So
I cannot wait to see Bayley on the main roster. For Christ's sake, what the hell is taking so long? I know they debuted a new girl this past Monday. I know she's from NXT, but who the hell is she?
Oh, Dana Brooke.
Yeah, she's freaking hot. Is she was she always heel in the NXT or what's her deal?
I actually I've never seen her in NXT, but she's probably been on there. I don't watch it all the time.
Okay.
So I've never seen her before. Like right now, I know Asuka is the champion. I watched her fight Eva Marie last week. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening tomorrow, but I haven't seen her on there. They have some unique people in NXT. Like there was that Blue Pants. I don't know whatever happened to her. Like her name was Blue Pants. Dana Brooke, I don't know who she is, but when she popped up yesterday, I'm like, she has to be from NXT because Emma was down there. I think Emma, I'm glad they've changed her image because she's awesome now.
Yes. Yeah, the gimmick she had before, that was, oh my gosh, I was shaking my head, really, W. And I'm glad that she went back to, NXT or whatever, and she has this badass gimmick, and I'm glad that they give her more airtime, in the correct way,
Yeah, Emma's the transformation she's gone to when she's become a heel.
Oh God, yeah.
It's awesome because I saw her in a house show like 2 years ago, and she was in that little where she points her fingers out and she does a little dance, and it was didn't like that gimmick. It was just boring.
Yeah. Well,
And now,
and I don't understand these wrestlers. Some of these wrestlers, probably on social media, they bitch because I want a bigger push. Blah 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 blah. Who cares? If you stay with the company, eventually things will change. And look at Emma is getting her a decent push. I don't know if they could give her the damn belt. Maybe in the future she will, because she's very good in the ring. I love this gimmick than before.
yeah, they need to kind of change up that whole Divas Revolution, as they called it last year.
Yeah.
All they end up having is a bunch of tag team matches. It's like the WrestleMania was like that, whatever was a 10-woman tag team match thing.
Yes.
Where they had the the Divas versus the NXT and people, and it was just like Lana was in there, and I'm like, I don't understand why Lana was in there, because I understand she's a diva, but she looked out of place. I don't know. It's just they need to do proper matches like the Emma Becky Lynch match last week, where Emma won. That was a good match.
Yes.
I didn't care too much for yesterday's Paige versus Charlotte, because Paige hasn't been on TV for a while, and then she has. It was a good match.
I think
I enjoyed the Emma Becky match better though.
I think this is my opinion, man, Ray. I think Paige is kind of boring. That's just my theory.
Oh, I thought she was awesome when she was in NXT, when she came over and she won the belt.
Yeah.
The first match against AJ.
Yeah.
I thought she was good. I just think after that incident with Charlotte and saying stuff about his brother, it just kind of killed her character.
Yep.
She really hasn't been on TV since then. And then she has been on TV a couple times, but not like she was before, where she was one of the main divas on TV.
Not anymore.
And where's Sasha? Where's Sasha?
Yeah, she's mad because she don't get a push, but there's rumors that she's gonna get back in the title picture probably around SummerSlam. So I guess Natalya and Charlotte is gonna continue with the feud, but I think it's gonna end at Extreme Rules, and I think Natalya is gonna become the new women's champion. Hopefully.
We can hope, because I'm kind of done with the Ric Flair helping out Charlotte.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know, but Ric Flair is banned for that match. But you never know; he might find a way to get in that match.
He came down last night too, right?
Yeah.
So he'll find a way. He'll either wear a hat and a jacket or something, and come over the the barricade, or come down through the crowd or something.
Yep.
It'll be something where.
Or probably he might be a camera person, like Austin did back in the day. Austin, remember?
Yeah.
Now this is just, Charlotte is doing great, but do you think she'll hold that belt that long if her dad was ringside? Probably not.
Well, the character they have her playing right now, the heel, I couldn't see her win, because she tapped out last pay per view, right? So
yeah.
I can't see her holding it long, but I think she's one of the best wrestlers they have.
Yeah.
She has a lot of talent. She's awesome in the ring to watch.
But I just wish WWE just give her a brand new without her using her dad's music, and let her do on her own thing. She needs to do her own. You know what I'm saying? She always, I know she's heel. It's great, but on the other hand, it's kind of boring. You know what I'm saying? With Ric Flair always helping her.
Well, they'll probably end her reign as a heel when she turns on her dad.
Okay.
They'll probably do. So they'll probably end up having it down the road where if she loses the belt to somebody, she ends up getting mad at her dad because he got involved and she lost because of him.
Okay.
And then she'll smack him or something, and then she'll get a huge pop from the crowd because everybody's mad with him interfering, right? So then they might turn her back to to a babyface kind of thing, right? So
then he'd be off camera for probably a long time, probably after that.
I hope so.
So yeah,
I'm not really liking the Ric Flair interfering with all the matches, especially when he can't do it half the time.
Nope.
Like he can't even climb up onto the apron without taking 5 minutes before, to get involved. That's
why I don't understand. Why do you bring these old guys into the wrestling business again? Is it because help the viewers out, or is it because they feel sorry for these older wrestling fans like myself and you, and we want to bring back the childhood? Is that why they want to bring them back all the time?
Yeah, I think it's easy views, right? Bring back Bret Hart and Like I thought it was kind of a dumb ending with the. They basically did the Montreal screw job at
Chicago?
in Chicago, and
Yes.
like that's kind of, it's how many times have they done that in the WWE since that happened?
A lot.
Back back in Montreal in '97.
A lot.
And it's just like I think The Rock did it one time.
Yep.
He put somebody in a sharpshooter. I think it was Stone Cold.
No, it was Mick Foley, Daily Games Anniversaries.
Yeah, you're right, Mick Foley.
And then that a couple years ago, breakdown or whatever, it was CM Punk versus The Undertaker. He got screwed too, Taker.
Yeah.
See, so it's the same old shit, just different matches, and come on now, W, just a big old rotation. That's all it is these days.
Like I remember, back when I was younger and stuff, and it was a match between Rick Rude and Ultimate Warrior, and Bobby Heenan was the manager for Rick Rude, and Ultimate Warrior went to go suplex Rick Rude into the ring off the apron, and Bobby Heenan grabbed Ultimate Warrior's leg and pulled it down, so then Rick Rude fell on top of Ultimate Warrior, and he couldn't kick out because Bobby Heenan was holding his leg, but the referee couldn't see it. That kind of stuff, that's kind of a cool way to do a match, but to do something and basically mock something that basically was a huge black spot in the company for Bret Hart complained about it for like decades about being screwed over.
Yeah.
And then now they're making it a joke. Like they even made it with him in the ring or him at the ringside last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So it's like you're basically mocking him for the 10 years or plus years that he was pissed off about it.
Oh, speaking of Bret Hart, I don't know if you heard about this, but he was not a big fan of WrestleMania 32, the ladder match. He said it could be way better, the ladder match.
Oh, he didn't like it?
No. Lately on social media, he's very, very grumpy person, sour, and I don't know what's wrong with him. Of course, he's not gonna say it to the world. Probably he's still upset about the whole our own heart. But I love Bret Hart. I got his autograph. Not personalized by him, but from his website. But I wish all these issues never happened. With him. With I'm glad he's still alive. With us.
Well, I think I don't know if he's the way he is now because didn't he just face prostate cancer? So,
yes.
So maybe that's something that's just kind of changed him.
Yeah.
I know he's really bitter about people who used to work with him in different companies. They said that he was really bitter about how he was treated with WWE and how the Survivor Series match happened. But I don't know. I go with Vince on that. Like you're not taking the belt to a different company because you want more money.
Yeah.
You're not taking the belt. Like, so.
Sorry.
He was unwilling to give up the belt at the pay-per-view, and he's like, I'll give it up on Monday Night Raw, the last one I'm on after the pay-per-view. How do you know he's gonna be truthful about that?
Yeah.
So Vince McMahon owns the company, so it's his belt. Like I love how he did it with CM Punk at the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Where CM Punk won the belt and then left. Remember, he's leaving the company. It was his last night, and then so they kind of made that's kind of like a knock towards, I guess, the screw job. But it's like,
yeah, I was there at Money in the Bank 2011. I was there, my friend.
Oh, you saw that? That was awesome.
Yeah, me and my dad. It was a great atmosphere, but our seats kind of sucked. But I went to that one, WrestleMania 20, 26, 31. With my family. Judgment Day 09. That was okay pay-per-view. Extreme Rules, 2012 when Lesnar came back to the company. He should beat John Cena, but it sucks. I went to a couple Raws more than SmackDown. I saw the time when NWO beat the shit out of The Rock. Remember that one?
Yep.
I was there with my brother, with his friends, so I had a lot of history in Chicago, a lot of... And I never got the opportunity. I went to WrestleMania 22 because it was so out. Chicago needs a WrestleMania. I don't give a shit what anybody says out there in wrestling world. They need it. They always on the West Coast or in the East Coast, but they don't come here because we don't have a big arena,
Yeah, and I guess when they do it too, like they couldn't have it in a football stadium because you don't have a dome one, right?
Nope.
So.
And look, I'll give you an example. WrestleMania 29. home of the Jets and Giants. It is cold as hell, or chilly. They did it, so why can't we? Why can we do it? Maybe because we don't have enough seats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, they could have it in Indianapolis, home of the Colts, but it's not really that new anymore. So I don't know why they skipping. Maybe because Colts don't want it. They got bid on it. It's not like the good old days.
Well, they probably don't want to have They probably don't have WrestleMania where you guys are chanting for CM Punk too, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, I love CM Punk. I don't give a shit what everyone says. I think he's gonna come back sooner or later. If Warrior came back, he came back. Everyone came back on good terms eventually.
Yeah.
So, he's never gonna come back. How the hell you guys know? Just because CM Punk said that on his podcast? Yeah, he was bitter. Things could change. He could make a shotgun appearance, but right now he's still make his UFC debut. So what the hell?
Well, the thing is too, like I said, when I stopped watching wrestling for a while, that's when CM Punk happened. So with the network now, I can catch up with stuff because he was a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh yes, he was. He's definitely a future Hall of Famer if W lets him in there.
And like in his promos, like that pipe bomb that he did, the one where he like threw everybody over under the bus.
Yes.
Now
why did they shut the mic off? Is it because it was getting real, or what was the real deal on that? Do you know? They shut the mic off on Punk.
Yeah, I heard it was because he this wasn't planned. Like he was just saying, because in the thing where he's sitting there, he's like, "Oh, I'm breaking the fourth wall," and he's talking to the camera, right? He's like talking to everybody, and he's like, he's not in character. He's being himself.
Oh.
He's telling him, "I'm done with this company with, the doofus son-in-law and the idiotic, daughter of his that." He's like, I would expect it to get better after Vince McMahon dies, but it's not going to happen because Triple H and Stephanie run the company. So stuff like Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, that only happened because of the fans, not because of Triple H and them wanted it.
Yeah. Too bad we never see a CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan match at Mania. That's very sad. We never seen it.
That was one thing too. I was excited. I got to see Daniel Bryan wrestle last year before WrestleMania, before 31.
Oh really?
I got to see him wrestle in Abbotsford.
Oh wow!
And that was back when when they had that little moment where everybody kept stealing the Intercontinental belt.
Yes.
Remember when Barrett was champion?
Yes.
And everybody kept stealing the belt on him.
Yes.
But when they came to Abbotsford, R-Truth had it.
Yes.
Right. So everybody kept taking it, and then I think Dean Ambrose took it. But I got to see Daniel Bryan wrestle, and that was awesome.
Yeah, I hopefully if they do it next year, 3 years in a row for the ladder match for the belt, I'm gonna shake my head. So really, creators, you can't think of another new stipulation, new thing for the damn IC title match. Come on, you know what I'm saying? 3 years in a row. Hopefully that doesn't come.
Here's a shocker. One-on-one match.
Yeah.
Because all you ever seem to have is like, hey, Kevin Owens lost the belt at Mania, didn't get pinned. He got freaking fell into the ladder, and then Ryder got it. So it's like stuff like that. Have it a clean finish. Have it like if it's a heel who wins, have them cheat. Have it something where it's exciting to watch, not just the person who's champion is not even involved in it. Like Kevin Owens was like sitting his head into the ladder for like 3 or 4 minutes before they freaking finished the match. And he sat there after the match with his head in the ladder. It's just like
or get like they did back in the day when China used to do like a low blow and the guy knocks him off and the heel wins the belt. That kind of thing.
Yeah, do something. Have a clean finish for the baby face, or have the heel cheat whatever. It's like remember back in the day they used to use like the ring belt.
Yes.
The person with the ring belt or hit him with the championship belt, that would knock him out, and then
they can't do it anymore because people get concussions, PG era. It's too watered down. They need to be more edgier. They really do,
Like I remember one of my favorite matches when I was a kid. Probably not one of my favorite matches now, but when I was a kid, it was Brutus Beefcake versus Mr. Perfect at WrestleMania, and I believe it was WrestleMania 6. And what happened was, Mr. Perfect, he ended up in the post, getting knocked out, and then Beefcake pinned him like clean. That kind of stuff where it's like, as soon as he hit the post, you knew he was out. right? So it's like he drags him to the middle of the ring and pins him. It's like they need that kind of stuff. They need the excitement instead of having these stupid like DQs or like that one ended last night with the 6-man elimination. It was freaking the disqualification at the end.
Yep. Because they can't think of a decent finish, and I don't know. And then sometimes I fall asleep, for the main event because it's boring as hell. 3 hours is too much. The first hour is great because, and then every time they can't never have good ratings for the 3 hours. Maybe the first 2 hours, yes, and the last hour, who gives a shit? That's why WWE needs to go back to 2 hours, but it's never gonna happen because USA is paying them a lot of money. So hopefully we don't see 4 hours. That'd be really suck. 4 hours of Raw.
No, they need to go back to 2, or they need to start writing better storylines
Yes.
and actually building them into the show, and have a 3-hour show that's worth watching. Because, like I said, the Attitude Era, not that it was the greatest writing in the world, but it kept you entertained.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of stuff you look back now, you're just like, why do we watch it? Like, the diva stuff back then was like ridiculous. It was just women in underwear, right? It wasn't actually talent. Whereas when I first started watching wrestling again 2 years ago,
Yeah,
I had no desire to watch
you just
women wrestling because I'm like, it's just women running around. But then, you have people like Sasha Banks now. You have Becky Lynch. I think Emma's a decent wrestler. Like, and there's so many. Charlotte's a good wrestler. So it's like, and then Bailey, hopefully when she comes up, they're wrestlers more than they are just half naked women on the thing, which is what the Attitude Era was. Like, you got Deborah and like Sable and Sunny. These people couldn't wrestle.
Oh, joke. Yep, they were. The only one that's really decent was China and Tana. Is a badass mother, blinker. And probably you heard on TMZ about Stephanie. Oh, she'll be in the Hall of Fame sooner or later. Stephanie, you're a dumbass. No offense, but she should be in the Hall of Fame years ago in the past. I know she has issues with the company back in the day, and the only reason they want to put her in the Hall of Fame because she recently passed away. So I guess they get that guilty on them,
Yeah.
So
Well, she should be in the Hall of Fame anyways because she's the only woman who ever won the Intercontinental Championship, right? So
yes. And it seemed like every time who passes away, they automatically gotta be in the Hall of Fame. That's like a golden ticket, you know what I'm saying?
Well, same with Macho Man. Macho Man, they wouldn't let him in because of his comments with Triple H and Stephanie. So they wouldn't let him in, which the guy should have been one of the first ballots ever to go into the Hall of Fame.
And probably it would be a better speech when he was alive instead of Hulk Hogan or whatever. That's just a different story and whatever. But look, they have all these wrestlers. Vader, you know what's going to happen? He's going to probably pass away, no offense. Then they're going to put a Hall of Fame. Look at Legion of Doom. I mean, not Legion, Demolition. They're in the Hall of Fame. I guess they have issues. I met them a while back. They're pretty cool guys. They should be in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of guys who should be in the Hall of Fame, but it's not going to happen. And I'm not a big fan of what?
Demolition is my favorite tag team of all time. They're good. They should be in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys. I'm not a big fan of the Celebrity Wing. I think the Celebrity Wing is a freaking joke. I don't give a shit what anybody says out there. No offense to you, but it's a total joke. Hall of Fame should just be wrestling only. That's it.
Yeah, I don't like this year. This year's Hall of Fame stuff was kind of a joke because I'm sorry, Godfather. I didn't. He was better off as what was his name when he was with the Nation? When he was in the Nation with The Rock and
Farouk
and D'Lo Brown. What was his name? Mustafa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was way better as Mustafa than he was. Like I didn't care for the Godfather gimmick, and then they have Snoop Dogg go in there. It's just like you have Sting, but then you have Snoop Dogg and Godfather going in the Hall of Fame the same year.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, if W was smart, if Taker retired, they could have Sting, Taker, but there'd be too much star power. They need a great class. It'd been a long time since they had a superstar Hall of Fame class, but that's I think the best one was 06 probably. That's a good one I think from Chicago I think.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get these. I don't know. They ask him, Honky Tonk Man needs to go in there, but he's keep denying it. What a dumbass. He's the longest IC champion of all time. He's keep denying it. Maybe because he thinks, in his eyes, the Hall of Fame is a joke. Well, he's right. But go ahead, say this last topic, and I'm gonna wrap this up. Go ahead and discuss about the the Honky Tonk Man.
Why he's not in the Hall of Fame? I don't know why he's not in the Hall of Fame. I know he's not a big fan of the TV, like Raw nowadays. I know he doesn't watch it. He says so.
Oh. So I don't know. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know. He hardly defended that damn belt back then. He just hold it. So how can you be the longest champion if you hardly defend the belt? You know what I'm saying?
Well, and like I've ever seen one of his matches to that whole Ultimate Warrior SummerSlam where he didn't have an opponent.
Yeah, it was 88. Yep. That match was a demolished.
He got destroyed.
Yes, I hate those kind of matches. Sucks. But I don't know. But I don't know if anybody's gonna listen to this. This is a long ass podcast, but we'll see what happens. But
number 40, man. You gotta have a big celebration, right? So.
Yeah, this is my 40th episode, my viewers. Thank you very much. My special guest, guest. I don't want to say special, then people get pissed off. Thank you, Ray. I really appreciate it. So once again, plug your social media and take it away.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Hooligan on Twitter, Hooligan TV. I also have wrestling one for Twitter. It's the Curtain Jerkers, at the Jerkers. So you can follow me either one of those. Yet again, man, thanks for having me on it, bro.
Anytime. Good night, my viewers, and I'll see you next episode of Team Ryry's Wrestling Podcast, episode number 41. Have a good night. Not too sure when this will be up. Bye-bye.